Okay. So last class what we have seen? Volume, right? So you know the meaning of volume. What is the meaning of volume? Which stores? Data on where? On the container. So volume is simply called as directory, right? How? Hello. So volume is nothing but a directory. This we have seen it. So how many ways I have shown you to create volume? 3 ways. What is the first way? By using Docker file, right? Second way, by using front end. Third way, by using what? Comments. Always we have seen, right? So in today's class, let's do with the deployment. Already I think deployment is done, right? So how done the deployment in last class? How did the given task? Okay. What is the task I have given to you? Tell me. Create the servers. And later what? Deploy. HTML page and how many servers? And how many ports I have shown you? 3 ports, correct or not? So here my question is, sir, we have done that on 3 servers. How many servers? So here my question is, can't we do that on single server? Can we do it on single server? How to do it on single server, sir? By changing what? Port number we can do it on single server. That means we need to build Docker file how many times? 3 times. That means we need to run how many comments how many times? 3 times. 3 port need to given, right? Sir, it is the manual way of working. Of course, we can do it, but it is which way of working? As a DevOps engineer, what we need to do? Automation. Then how to automate? By using Docker Compose file. Which one? What are the stuff you have done on last class? On practical part of your task that we are going to do an automation way. Which way? So an automation way where we are going to do it means by using the Docker Compose. What is the topic name? Docker Compose. Let me connect to server. In the meanwhile, I will open the document. Where I am giving your dialogues? GitHub, right? Terraform code is immediately. This is your last class of evening batch. So now today, what we are going to discuss, sir? Docker Compose. What we are going to discuss? Docker Compose. What is the meaning of Compose means? Creating, Compose is a tool basically. It's a tool on Docker. Use it to create multiple containers at a single time. Okay, at a single time. Basically, what is Docker Compose, sir? It is a tool on Docker. Use it to create multiple containers at a single time. Okay, so you are going to write all the specification on a single file. That is called as Compose file. What it is? What is the meaning of Compose file? Means we will give the information of the container here. Okay, what are the information is which image we need to use? What is the port number we need to use? And what is the name of the volume? What is the name of the network? Like this. Okay. First one, what we are going to discuss now? Docker Compose. What is Docker Compose? Use it to create multiple containers at single time. So if I want to use Docker Compose, what is the file I need to have? Compose file. What is the purpose of using Compose file? Information about the What information? Image, port, volume, like network, of course, like a lot of things, replicas, deploy, n number of stuff you can do. Okay. Sir, okay then, if I want to use this one, I need to write the compose file. To write the compose file, basically, it is on YAML format. Which format? Compose file is on which format, guys? YAML format. So YAML works on key value page. Correct or not? YAML works on key value. Okay, that's so it is a basic stuff. So let's implement this one, sir. When I want to, one second, let me update this first. Is it fine now? Online? Or still you are not getting my voice? Hello. Okay, one second, let me connect to the. Is it fine now? Can you confirm me once? I hope it will be fine. Okay, one second, let me connect to the. Is it fine now? Can you confirm me once? I hope it will be fine. Okay. K means what? Like K have a lot of values. If you talk about base, K means kilogram. If you talk about electricity, K means kilowatts. If you talk about like Einstein, K means some other value will come. In chemistry, K means potassium. Which K it is? What they need to understand. Okay. Of course, it's not our problem. It's the problem of the education system. If they maintain only 1K, we have some clarity. But for physics 1K, chemistry 1K, biology 1K, maths 1K, how many Ks? For chart also 1K, right? Chart they haven't defined, right? In our college, in our education, they haven't defined the chart. Okay. Yes, sir. But I feel like we are hearing from distance. Of course, we are from online only. Who are not in front of here, right? Okay. Crazy. So now, like, what is the concept today? Docker compose. So I'm giving Docker hyphen compose. Okay. So I need to install Docker compose. It's a tool, right? What is the command? Yum install. Yum install what? Docker compose hyphen. Why? Here I'll tell you one thing. See here. What is telling, sir? No packages to update. Why? Because Docker is the Docker tool. Docker compose is a tool, right? It is given by the Docker. Sir, this yum and app use it for Linux packages. But Docker compose is Docker package. Which package? That means we need to use the links to download this. Okay. So I'll open my repository here. Let me open Canva. Tell me you are not listening. Yes, I am very far actually. Docker. Docker compose, right? So 1 second. Yeah, here it is. So if you see here, it is the installation part. Okay, if you see these comments, if you copy paste these comments, you can install the Docker. So I'm copying all of them and I'm going to paste it on a single line. Okay. I've seen Docker compose version. Okay. Installation, you cannot use yum command. Why? Of course, I said you cannot use yum command, but why we cannot use yum command means Docker compose is which tool, guys? Docker tool, right? If it is Linux package, we need to use yum. Okay. If it is Ubuntu, we need to use apt, but it is Docker, right? We cannot use yum and apt. For this purpose, we need to use the link. From this link, I am downloading the package. What is the Docker compose version now? 1.29. Which one it is? So these are the comments actually. Okay, don't worry about the comments. Copy and paste it on the server. Now, are you able to install the Docker Composer? Okay. So now what I'm going to tell you now is just go here and this one I need to explain the concept. So I said already, Docker Compose is to build, ship, and run and create multiple containers for application. You can use multiple containers on single host. This point I said, and we use AML. What we use, sir? Inside AML, what we'll provide every information like images, port numbers. Okay, like APIs we can also provide, cache, queues, database, everything we can provide. Like database means like you can also create database. I'll show you how to create database. We use in Docker. In last class, I have shown you how to create Jenkins server, right? Database also you can create without installing database by using image. In last class, I have shown you Jenkins, right? Jenkins have I installed anything, sir? But how it came automatically? By using image. So database also I'm not going to install any packages. Database I'm going to get from the image. What is the meaning of image? Image means what? Again, read it. Turn the pages and see what I said. Consist of OSL packages. Okay. So that's it, sir. So here what I'm going to tell you now is how to install Docker Compose. I have said, and what is the meaning of compose file? Compose file consists of networks, volume, storage, service, everything it will consist, and it will work on AML. AML works on key value pair. Remember, you can use YML or you can use YAML. Both are same. You can use YML or you can use YAML. Both are same. It contains the definition which configuration of container. That means every configuration of the container is going to store on compose file itself. Okay. So now let's write a basic compose file. So it is the basic compose file. First of all, I'm going to write the version. What I'm going to write? In this one, just to give the command docker hyphen compose.yml I am giving. Of course, you can give YAML. First of all, I'm writing version. What I'm writing, sir? Version I'm taking 3. What is the meaning of version? Means this is the version the specifying the compose file. It is a compose file version. Which version? Compose file. Second one is services. For example, let's take one application, Paytm application. Paytm will have a number of services. Correct or not? So if you want to define one service, you can define one service. If you want to define multiple services, you can define multiple services. Okay, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write services. What I'm going to write? Services. What is the name of the service? The first service name is Paytm Train Tickets. So I'm giving train service. Which service? Train service. After giving this one, I need to give the image. What I need to give, sir? Image. Now inside the image, my application will be there. Correct or not? But sir, on my local, do I have any images? That means first of all, I need to create image or not, sir. So let's go to the image creation part. In last class, I have shown you how to create Docker image. First of all, I need to write what? How to create the Docker image automation. Docker, fine, exactly. So just to go VM, Docker, fine. For deployment, I give the code. First of all, we need to write from. What we need to write? Base image I am taking Ubuntu. Next, we need to run apt. Of course, apt get also you can give apt update -y. Next, I need to install Apache 2. Why? Because it is your web server. Without web server, can you be able to show your front end? No. Next, I need to give a copy. In my local, I have index.html file. Which file? I am going to copy to what is the path here? Where www html. And here on command path, what exactly I am going to specify is /user next. Here I need to give what? User SB Apache CTL. Correct or not? Apache CTL means what? It is a command line tool for Apache, comma. I am creating the container on detached mode. Which mode? And I am going to run the container on foreground. Where it is? Foreground. Is it clear, sir? No? That's it. So now just to go here and create one index.html. VM index.html. For index.html, already we have code. Okay, from internet also you can bring your code. If you want to bring code from internet, how can you bring? Go to W3 Skills or whatever you want to geek for geeks, and we have a lot of index.html. Okay, I'm going to write create index.html. Okay, login page for application. Okay, you will get lot of things. W3 Skills is one of this one, and here we have something called as C# corner. Okay, let's check this one. C# corner. Oh, 1 second. Let me run this code action. Okay, if I run this code, it will show like this. Huh? Okay, let's see this code because it seems a good one. But they have defined this internally. 1 second. Yes, also there. CSS, HTML, CSS. 1 second. I'll check this one. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Or else let's go with normal one. Today I'll show this one tomorrow. HTML login page. You can also go with Java deploy. If you go to Java deploy, you will get this kind of login page. Next, I'll give the best one for you. Let me check for a few minutes. This one is not attractive. I already have one index.html, but I'm not going to use this one. Why? Because I want to search the new index.html for you, which is very attractive. Where is our output? This one is nice. Okay, let's go with our own index.html. Better. Code. I have already given the code, right? Okay, I'll take the same index.html. We have index.html. Go to here and sir, first of all, I'm going to create Paytm movies, right? So here what I'm going to do is just tell you. Paytm try. What I'm giving Paytm, that's it. So now I have the code, I have the Docker file. So what I'll get now, sir, if I run the Docker file, image I'll get. What is the command to build Docker build? -t. I am going to give train. The first one I have given train v1 Docker. So now you have the image. What you have the image. So next time, what I'm going to do is I have the image, right? So I can do this one here. VM Docker compose.yml. So what is the image name, sir? Here, try v1. Correct or not? For this image, I need to give the ports now. What I need to give? Ports. Just to give hyphen. First one is always your container port. Which port? For container, I am going to give the port number 8000. But for image, I am going to give the port number 80. Image port is always fixed. Image port is always fixed. And if I want to give volume, so just to give volumes, just to give hyphen name of the volume. Name of the volume, I am going to give it as volume 1. What I am going to give? It is optional actually. If you want to give the volume, you can give the volume, or otherwise, it is not recommended. So this is the way how you can give the stock file. Is it clear now? So remember, a lot of people will give volumes. Okay, volumes is correct. Don't give volume. I'll show what is the meaning of it. That's it. So now I'm going to create a service. What is the name of the service? Train service. For this train service, what is the image? In local, we have train image or not? And what is the port number for the train image? 8000 is container port number. Which port number? 80 is your. Inside this one, we are going to create a volume. What is the volume name? Or better, you can give train wall. Train wall. Better. So now run the Docker compose file. So how to run the Docker compose file means Docker hyphen compose up hyphen D. Okay. Docker compose up. Docker compose up means what are the services inside the file? You are going to make them up. So now your train is created. What is the command to check the list of containers? Docker ps. Is your train service running now? Running or not? What is the port number, sir? Copy this public IP address and search on your phone. Are you able to access the application? See it on mobiles. Copy it. But because it's live classes, in real time also live application is going to deploy like this only. So experience the live classes. You click on login, or you can able to get the user interface like this. Are you able to get it, sir? All of you. That's it. Okay, so it is the way. Like online, you can also try it. So I'm giving the public IP address for you. I will along with my port number. So wherever you are, you can access my application. So now this is the way how the train service is going to run. Sorry, in real time, how it will work is if I type Paytm train, you are going to get the interface, right? It is the real time code. It is the dummy code we have taken. That's the only difference. In real time, when I type Paytm train, automatically it is coming, right? Okay. Here trains they have given us port number. It is your port number. What it is? It is the IP address. Okay. If you want to check, you can check like this. I'll give it. See. Let me open the tab. If you check like this, it is given by them and it is our own. So just copy it. Sorry, if you see, is it making sense, sir? Here IP address is converted to DNS. It is our IP address. What it is? This IP address is converted to DNS. DNS means .com. And here trains is the port number. Here what is the port number? But what they have given? Live example or not? As it is. Okay, that's it. But in real time, backend code is also there. But here we are taking only front end code. Okay, that's it. So now next thing, sir. With the help of the Docker Compose, what you said is you can create the multiple containers. But here, how many containers you have created? Only one. If I want to create one more service, how can I create? VM Docker compose.environment. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create one more service. Second service is I want to create movie service. Which service? Movies. Sir, for movie service, I need to have image. What I need to have, sir? Image. 1 second. I think I missed the indentation. 1 second. Let me check. Okay. For movies, I need to give the image. What I need to give? Sir, do you have image for movies? For the purpose, first of all, what I need to go? Need to create the image. How to create the image, sir? From Docker file. You have already Docker file, but you need to change the source code, right? Just go to index.html and update. Instead of Paytm Prime, what I'm going to give? Paytm movies. Now I change the source code and I'm trying to build it. What I'm trying to do it? Tell me the command docker build -t movies v1 dot. So now your movies image is done, right? Use the image. I'm using my movies image. VM docker compose.yml. So in the image, so just to give movies v1. So image is done. I need to give the ports as well, right? Just to give ports. Sir, 8000 port is already allocated. I am going to give 8001 and image port number is. So next I am going to give volumes as well. What I am going to define? Volume. Just to give hyphen. Name of the volume, what I can give is movie volume. Okay, that's it. So now your Docker Compose is ready. Your Docker Compose is, you want to run your Docker Compose. How to run your Docker Compose? By using the command Docker Compose up -d. What you can do? So give the command Docker Compose. Docker Compose is the file. Inside the file I have the content. So make it up. Up means running. -d means your containers are going to run on detached mode. Which mode? You will get your second container. Already train one is up to date. Train one is up to date. I am not going to change it. But what is the newly created here? Movies. Check the thing Docker PS. Are you getting two containers now? First one is train container. Second one is. Now copy the same public IP address. And here what we need to change are only port number. So you also do it and check it. Are you getting your Paytm movies now? So in real time, again, go for the real time. Just type Paytm movies. Directly you are going to get a DNS and directly you are going to see the movies. Paytm.com movies. Paytm.com is your server IP address. Movies is the port number. Lively working on that application. That's it. So now again, this time I want to create one more service that is called as recharge service. Now you tell me the process. First of all, I need to do what? Build the image. How to build the image? Build Docker file. So first of all, what I need to change here? Source code. Source code is on which file? Index.html. It's a pattern case of you. First, you need what? To do that, what you need to have? Okay. VM index.html. So now give to Paytm recharge. You have the source code now for movies. Oh, sorry, recharge. When you have source code, what you need to do, sir? Source code you have. What you need to do? We need to get the image. How to get the image? Docker build -t recharge. Version viewer and doc. It is done. So after that, you need to include it on compose file. So now tell me the thing how to include on compose file. First of all, I tell you recharge. Next, image. What is the image name? Recharge colon v1. So next I need to give ports. So what is the port I need to give now? 8002. And image port number is 80. So later I need to give what? Volumes. Shift insert. Volumes I'm giving what's are here? Recharge volume. That's it. So now your Docker Compose file is ready. You need to make it run. How you can make it run, sir? Docker Compose up -d. Up to now you have two containers. I am not changing this code, right? It is telling that train is up to date. You haven't changed anything. Movies is also up to date. But what we have changed it now? Recharge. Give the command docker ps. Is your third container running? What is the port number, sir? 8000. Copy the public IP address and paste it here. You also paste it there. I've got a PDF research. How to map this example with real time? So just type Paytm recharge. First one is your domain name. Second one is your nothing or not, sir? That's it. Okay. It is the way how you are going to play with Docker Compose. Is the concept clear, sir? Okay. So now I am going to tell some other commands as well. First of all, I will use the Docker Compose. Cat Docker file you have already, and index.html you already have, right? So I am giving cat Docker Compose.yml. Where it is, where it is, where it is. Daily where I am giving this one here. It is your Docker file. Second one is your compose.yml. I'll write the path as well. Okay, here I'm writing the path. How to do it? How it works? How it works? First of all, you need to have image. You need to have what, sir? Image. How you get the image from the Docker file? To get the image, you need to have Docker file and you need to have index.html. Is it clear? Once you have the image, you need to write the compose.yml. So you need to give the command docker. If you put on docker compose.yml, you will get the container. What you will get, sir? Is it clear now? That's it. To get the image, you need to have docker file index.html. To create container, you need to have compose.yml. I need to give this one. Okay. Compose.yml. To get the image, docker file. To get the container, compose.yml. Is it clarity for you? What is Docker Compose? How we can run a Docker Compose? I have clarity. So next, I'm going to tell some commands of Docker Compose. Commands of Docker Compose is, sir, for example, if I want to get list of containers, what you will give, sir? What you will give? Yes. Yes. Docker? Yes. PS, right? For example, let me tell you one thing. You have 10 containers. How many containers you have? In the 10 containers, 5 are compose containers. 5 containers are created by Docker Compose and 5 are created by normal. You want to list only Docker Compose containers only. The command is docker-compose ps. Now you will get only list of Docker Compose containers only. I have a lot of images, sir. If I give the command docker images, I'll get these 4 images. How many images? But if I give docker-compose images, I'll get only compose images. See, normally you got Ubuntu. You got what? But here you got Ubuntu, sir. No, why you haven't got Ubuntu? Because Ubuntu is not your compose image. Okay, that's it. So docker compose ps means what is the purpose of using this command? Use it to get only compose containers. Which containers? Compose containers. And docker compose images means? Yes. Docker compose logs is one of the command. Logs means what exactly happened, it will be the logs. Okay. It is telling that log is the file which stores the events. What it stores, sir? So first of all, train is created. After train, research is created, and after that, moves is created. So it is going to tell what is exactly done. Okay. You can also get this by using Docker Compose events. What you can use? Events. Docker Compose. Oh, sorry. Docker Compose logs. We'll give the log means exactly what happened. Okay. Okay, what happened with this? Let me stop this one. Okay, like it is taking some time about it. Sir, for example, if you see Docker -compose PS, I'll get the list of containers, right? I want to stop them. What I want to do? Docker Compose stop. What I'm giving? Stop. Now all these containers are on stopping mode. Which mode? Stopping mode. Okay. Stop. And if you want to start them, what do you do? Docker Compose stop. But here observe one thing. If you give Docker Compose PS, nothing is started now. All these are existed. Which state? Use the command Docker Compose start. Now this container starting like this. If you want to pause the containers, command is Docker Compose pause. Very smart. Telling answers before the question done. Okay. If you want to pause the containers, the command is Docker Compose pause. Again, if you want to unpause, what do you unpause? What is the meaning of pausing? Stopping. Stopping is not like stucking simply what we can. Pause means stucking there, like that. Okay. We have seen starting, stopping, and we have seen pause. We have seen pause, and we have seen unpause. And sir, for example, I want to delete it. What I want to do? The command is Docker Compose. No, down. Oh, sorry, down for is scale. Down. If we give Docker Compose done, all these will be stopped first and later deleted. What is the command I have given there? Docker Compose down. Down means first of all it will stop and later it will delete. So see no? Docker Compose PS here. You won't find anything. Why are not finding? Deleted. Now again, if I want to create them, up -d. If you give up -d, it is again going to do what? Create, right? Up -d means create. Okay, that's it. So now what else we can discover means, okay. So there is something called as Docker Compose scale. Scale is one of the things. For example, see RM, you know, RM is for remove the containers. Okay, sir. For example, here Docker -compose PS. How many are there, sir? Here 3. For example, move is running on one container. Movies is running on. I want to create 2 containers of movies. How many? Then you can use Docker Compose scale. What you can use? But I'll tell you Docker Compose scale. What you are doing? Scale -replicas is equal to, replicas means number of copies. What you are scaling? Modes. See what will happen, sir? Here it is telling use up command with the scale flag. Up command with the scale flag. Here we need to give Docker -compose up -d scale is equal to 2. What I am giving scale is equal to 2. What is telling, sir? Service is equal to any of that means, sir, you are giving scaling, but for which service you are scaling? You need to mention. Okay. So how to scale the containers means tomorrow we have something called as Docker. This one, Docker Compose done right now. So we have something called as Docker Swarm. On Docker Swarm, I'll tell you how to scale. Okay. Here, if I scale, I have only one host. But there, if you scale, you can be going to multiple servers. Or of course, you can go like I'll show you here 1 second. Type Docker -compose scale. You can put it on Docker Compose file as well. I'll show on both options. See here. Docker Compose scale, there is scale here. Logs is there, will create down events, exit, ls passport. Scale is not given here actually. But we can do it. We can do it. I'll show you one second. Create. We can do it on both ways, but I want to show on single way. Second way, I'll show you on tomorrow's class. Yeah, this one. It is a command actually. So if we give this one, shift insert, Docker Compose attachment is scale. What you are scaling, sir? Movies. Movies is equal to 5 I am giving. What I am giving? 5. Do this one. Hit enter now. This scale now. What is telling? Sir, you are trying to scale the containers, but unfortunately, containers is using same port number, right? All clear? But trying to scale it. But when you are trying to scale it, what happened? So for that purpose only scaling will not work here. But the scaling I'll show you on Docker. Which one? Docker Swarm concept. Why? Because just think logically. Scale means exact copy. Scale means what exactly? That means already you have the port 8001. If you try to copy the same port number, it will oppose. What it will do? Will your containers create? No, for that purpose it got failed. But again, this we can work on Docker Swarm concept. I'll show you. Like that. So next, if you want to see Docker Compose ports. Sorry, port enter publish port numbers of port by Docker Compose. Okay, not this one. Stick with Docker Compose ls. Scale down, top down. Okay, top. We need to discuss this command. Docker Compose top. Basically, what is the meaning of top command? Means it is going to show the number of processes actually. Are you seeing this one? Sir, what is the meaning of top command? Okay, so now see here Docker Compose top. What is the command, sir? Docker Compose. What is the meaning of top command? Means it is going to show all the process running inside a container. For example, in real time, why we use it means inside the container, I have a lot of process running. I want to list all the process. What I want to list all the, no need to go inside the container. Just give the command Docker Compose top. It is going to show all the process running inside a container. What is the command? Guys? Docker Compose top. Like that. Okay, of course, like we have a number of commands on Docker Compose, but we don't require all of them. Okay, like few are enough. If you want to remove one single, you can remove one single service as well. So just to give the command Docker Compose service ls. Oh, sorry, not you. Service. There is something called as services actually. If we give the command Docker Compose config, what is going to show, sir? It is going to show the Docker Compose configuration, like how we have given the configuration of exactly the file. So these commands are maximum enough for Docker Compose. Now, have we got some clarity on Docker Compose? What is the purpose of using Docker Compose? To get multiple containers over a single line. Next, what here I am going to do is, I am going to tell you the concept called Docker Hub. What is the concept? In Git, you create the code locally. Where you create the code, but at the end you will put it on GitHub. Why to put it on GitHub? Why to put it on GitHub? To access by other people, right? So in real time also, when I write the code, I want to give to all the people. For that purpose, I need to upload these images on Docker Hub. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to create a Docker Hub backend. How many of you have Docker Hub backends here? I mean, sorry, not Docker Hub backends. You don't know this one, right? How to create me? Just to Docker Hub, sign in. So already I have an account. I'll create for you. Okay. So tell me any one of your mail. Do you have mail IDs? Tell me any of your mail. I'll create for you. In mail ID APN APN 299. It's your mail, right? So I think it's working. Okay. So you will get one verification code. It is your email. Okay, and I am also giving as username. Okay. The password also I am going to put the same thing, but first one is caps. So later you can change it. Okay. You can change it. That's it. Okay. Password must be at least 9. So okay, I'll give one password. I'll tell the password later for you. Okay. Click on sign in. Don't say. So it's a username and it's a password. So now I am able to log into Docker Hub account. How easy it is? Just only 30 seconds. Instagram account like username, password, and email. So we need to check the plans here. So I'm going with personal plan. Which plan it is? So what are the perks of personal plan? See there. You are having some perks of personal plan. What are those? You can use Docker desktop. You can use unlimited public repositories. That means repos means you can create a number of repositories like on GitHub. So Docker engine, you will be supporting, and Kubernetes also you can support, and limited images pull per day. That means I cannot pull 100 images per day. I can only pull limited images per day like that. Okay, and you can define unlimited scopes of token. Continue with free. Now you will get one verification code. Please check it. Yeah. Have you got it? Not yet. Okay. Okay. Tell me the code. Just click on verify then. Okay. That's it. Is it done? Unsuccessful. One second. Let me check it. Okay, I am trying to get it. It's fine. So now I created one repository. Name is I am going to give Paytm repository. Which repository? Description. If you want to give, you can give. Or other this option. I am going to create as public. Which one? Private means only you can able to see yourself. Create. So now how to push to Docker Hub? It is very clear. I'll tell this one. Docker Hub. What is the purpose of using Docker Hub is to store our images on Central. Okay. So how to push the image means first step number 1 is create image. You know how to create image. Step number 2 is tag image. What we need to do? How to tag the image means Docker tag. Okay. Command is this one. 1 second. For example, I have Docker images like this. I am going to give Docker tag. What I am giving? Docker tag. Tag means exactly you need to give this repository name. Are you seeing this one? This APN, that means your username. Okay, your username as well as you need to give your repository name. So I have copied this username, and what is my repository name? Paytm. And I am tagging this with which image? Recharge. Which image, guys? Recharge V1 is mandated. Hit enter. Okay, one second. First of all, I will take you image name actually. Let me remove this here. Why? Because first of all, I will take you image name, later this one. Docker tag, this one. Recharge colon V1. And I am tagging with this particular repository. Hit enter. So if you give the command Docker images now, sir, are you seeing new image now? Directly give the Docker push command. Which command? Remove this Docker push. What is telling, sir? Access denied. Why means it is common error. I'll give you a couple of minutes of time. Think about it. Why it is denying the access? It is like common error only. In the meanwhile, I'll write this. I got access denied while I'm trying to push. Push means what, sir? Like you are telling half answer correct. Think about it. When we are pushing in GitHub, first of all, we need to give a git push or a master. We will need to give what will ask? Username or not? Without username, how can I push it, sir? I need to give a credentials. So for that purpose, I need to log in. What I need to do? Log in. So the command is Docker login. What is the command, sir? Docker login. Here I am writing it on small letters. Don't use capital. Docker login. If you use Docker login, it will ask you your username and password. Here we don't have tokens actually. Directly we can use username and password. So give the command Docker login. What I use a Docker login. Hit enter, and what is the username here? APN 2993. And password, I have given some password. Is login successful now? That's it. Now give the push command. Done. The pushing, sir, now. Like this, you can push all the images, not one or two. You can push the unlimited images like this. So now if you go and see, sir, here previously we don't have any image, right? You can see last push happened few seconds ago. How many seconds ago? Click on refresh. So now you will get your image here. I've seen your image. Okay, click on latest. If you click on latest, it is your image, sir. Now everyone can use this image. Here if you see, are you seeing what are the comments I have used, sir, here? This comment I have used. And go here. So like there are some arguments and there are some build bash execution. Is apt update by I have used, sir, here? Have used copy? Have installed Apache? Every comment what I used inside the Docker file, I am going to see here. So like this, I need to push one more image. What I need to do? So remember, write one node point. What is the node point means here? But let me give a push command. What is the command here? Docker push. No. What is the node point means? Docker Hub will support one image per one repository. What is the node point here? Docker Hub will support only one image per one repository. If I want to push one more image, I need to create one more repository. That's it. So now you tell me the process. See the process and tell me. First of all, what is step number one, sir? Already we create the image. Okay? Create image and repo as well. Already we create the image and we need to create now Repo. So go to your repositories. It is a repository one. Click on create repo. I am going to give ABCD this time. I am going to put as public create. So after creating the repository and image, you need to tag it. How I can tag it? Tell me the command. Docker first of all give images. I want to tag recharge. Is recharge done? Okay, movies. I am going to tag movies now. Tell me the command Docker tag. I am going to give the image name. What is the image name? Movies V12 AP N2990. It is the username. It is what? And what is the repository name now? ABCD, right? I am going to tag this image to this repository. Now I need to give Docker images. If I give Docker images, are you seeing this one, sir? ABCD? Docker. Is pushing now. Second time login is not required. Already give one time password, right? Second time it won't ask. Here, what is the size here? Okay, Docker inspect. Can I inspect? What is the image name, sir? Movies. Should insert and colon V1. So if you go to here, you can find everything, every information. Where it is tagged and size. Let me check the size here. Are you seeing size here? But instead of this one, we can use command Docker system command or not. Docker system df -v. If you go to here, let me go to this particular image. This one, right? What is size here? 225.8 MB. It is on your local, but go to the Docker Hub. 225 MB on your local, right? If you go to Docker Hub, click on refresh. Click on refresh and go to this one. Is it our image or not? What is size here? Image is compressed. What happened? Compressed. So it is going to pack. What it is going to do? Pack. Is the concept clear, sir? So that's it. So today's class, what we have learned so far? Docker Composite, Docker Hub, and how to upload the image to the Docker Hub as well. So one more last topic that is called as Docker Network. Write the heading, Docker Network. So first of all, give the command Docker Network. What is the purpose of using network? How is it using network? Never seen something. Anyone? What is the purpose of using network? To communicate. Like, tell me normal networks what we use on daily. Airtel. Okay, then later. Jio, Vodafone, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not network, it's an application. Okay, the network is to contact and communicate with people. Sir, when containers I have created, front-end container, back-end container will be there, right? Front-end container need to communicate with back-end container, correct or not? That means they must be on same network. They must be on. By default, in Docker, we use the bridge network. Which network? And host network. Host network means our host means our server. Our server network we are going to use. Bridge network is nothing but what is the meaning of bridge? To combine. To combine, right? Bridge means to combine. Here also bridge network is used to communicate between two containers. What is the purpose of using bridge network? To communicate between the two containers. Like it will establish a communication between two containers. So here what I'm going to show you now is where is service? Service here. Okay. So why to use Docker network? First of all, Docker network means, for example, how many containers I am having, sir, here? These three containers I am connected to bridge. Bridge means these containers are able to communicate with each other. Okay. So why introduce Docker network? First of all, let's take two containers, application container and database container, like front-end and back-end containers. Let's say even we are having two containers like app and database container. The application container has to communicate with database, correct or not? These communication are going to done by APIs. How these are going to communicate? These are going to develop by the developers. In real time, front-end communication, back-end communication established by developers only. We will not involve them. The IP address of a container is not permanent. Okay, if a container is removed due to hardware failure, new container will be created and new IP will be connected. So that means tell me one thing. Let me drink some water. I'm getting throat severely. Sir, we create one container. I'll remove the container. Whenever I create the container and remove the container, container IP address will change or not, sir? Change. That means if I give the fixed container IP address, the container will be changed frequently. Network will not communicate. Why? Because container IP address is changing. What is changing? Address will be changing. Okay. To resolve this issue, we are using our Docker custom network. What we are using? By default, we have host network and bridge network, but I am going to use the custom network. That means I will create my own network. Okay. So by default, we have bridge network, host network, none network, overlay. But apart from this, we have IPVLAN, MACVLAN. These are very high-end models of the network. Okay. That's it. What is the purpose of using bridge network? It is a default network. Containers will communicate within the same host. That means same host means same server. If I give the command Docker PS, these all containers are going to communicate with bridge network one. Which network? If you want to check, just to give Docker inspect. What I'm giving, sir? Or instead of that one, better I'll give Docker network LS. Are you having bridge network, sir? Give the command Docker inspect and this ID shift insert. If I give LL, sir, inside this network, you can see here how many containers are communicating. If you see containers, are you seeing anything open here? No, like this. So if you go to here, this is having IP address and like Docker ETH0 like this. Instead of that one, what you can do is you can check individually as well. Just give the command Docker PS, give the command Docker inspect. Docker inspect this one. You will get complete information, right? Sir, if you see, you are communicating with which network now? Just to give grep command. Which command? grep-i network. Sir, you are communicating with root default network. Which network? Default network, like that. Okay. But here, what I'm going to do, I am going to give my custom network. So bridge network means containers are going to communicate with each other inside same host. Host network means when you want to your container IP address and EC2 instance IP address, you can use the same host network. For example, see, I have one container IP. What I have? As well as I have one EC2 IP as well. Both are IPs only. Okay. So if you have the both IPs same, container IP is same, EC2 IP also same. Then you can use host network. Which network? Bridge is to communicate with two containers. Host when we are going to use container IP, EC2 IP must be same. None network. When you don't want to define your network, you can use none network. Which network? None. And final one is overlay. Use it to communicate containers with each other across multiple Docker hosts. For example, see, I have one server. I have what? One server. It is one more server. In first server, I have one container. In second server also, I have one more container. It is one server. It is another server. In container 1 and container 2, these both want to communicate. At this time, we can use overlay network. Why? Because bridge network will work for the same host. Bridge network will work out for the same host. Host network also will work for the same host. But if I have two servers, inside the two servers, I have two containers. If they both want to communicate, both servers are same. At that time we need to use overlay. What we need to use, sir? Overlay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create your own network. Let's take our own network. Docker network ls. This is the command for the list of content networks. So Docker network create. My network name is Paytm. What it is? If you see, sir, is Paytm came, sir. Origin Paytm. That's it. So next here, what I'm going to show is I am going to show you how to attach containers to the network. Okay. So here I want to give the inspect command. Which command? If you give the command inspect, what you are going to do is you are going to check how the containers are going to run. So Docker network inspect. What is our network name? Paytm. That means for this Paytm, this network is created on this particular time. Scope and local and driver is bridger. Everything driver is bridge. If you see here, driver is bridge or not, sir, here for all of this. Like that. And this is having this particular subnet and gateway. Okay. Currently, if you see, there is no container attached for this network. For example, Docker PS icon. Here there are a lot of containers, right? I want to attach two containers. This movies one and some other thing. I want to attach these containers to this network. How to attach? So there is a command called this one, Docker network connect. Which command? Docker network connect. So give this one. So first of all, I'm going to give Docker network inspect Paytm and Docker network ls. First of all, Docker network ls and Docker ps. So here first of all take the try. Take the try. So now try I am going to connect to the Paytm. So give the command Docker network attach. What I am giving? Oh, sorry, not attach. I think I need to give connect. Connect. First of all, I need to give what's are here? Network name. What I need to give? Network name. Network name you can give or network ID also you can give. I am giving network name. Paytm. What I am giving? Paytm. Connect. Spelling CNNEC. Network name is Paytm, and I am going to use the container ID. Is it done, sir? No? Just to give the command Docker inspect. What I am giving? Docker inspect Paytm. Now you see containers. Sir, is the train connected also here? Previously there is no containers connected. If you see here, previously on container part there is nothing. But here on container part, are you seeing the containers connected? Now I want to connect one more container called recharge. Which container? What is the command? Docker network connect. Our container name is recharge. Container name is what? Recharge. And what is the network I want to connect with? First of all, I need to give network name, not container name. You are giving container name, it won't work. First of all, you need to give network name, and later I need to give the container name. What is the container name I have? Recharge. But here root underscore recharge. Of course, instead of name, you can give the IDs. 15, sir. Sir, currently you are having only prime one. But if you hit this one and give Docker inspect Paytm, now are you seeing your second container as a recharge container? Like this, you can able to connect with each other. Is the point clear now? That's it. So only 3 topics for today. First one is Docker Compose. Second one is Docker Hub. Third one is Docker networks. For example, if you want to remove one container, Docker container, not container, Docker network. Just to give RM. What I am giving? RM. It is going to remove the Paytm. It is telling that see, network Paytm ID is active endpoints. When you are having active endpoints, you cannot remove the network. Delete the container, remove the endpoints, now remove the network. Okay? Like that. So all these commands I'm going to give here. Network. to create list everything I have given. That's it. So types of networks also I am giving here. What are the types of networks we have? 4. This one also I am going to give here. Okay. So, 1 second. So now on today's class, any queries or any doubts from your end? Don't we have any doubts or queries? No. So today's task, write the task. Create a compose file. Create a compose file with this day file, right, or Docker or day 4. Create a compose file and run 5 services. And run 5 services of your application. Take any application, not only Swiggy or Paytm, right? Take whatever application you want. Yesterday also I'm going to review. 1 second here. Yeah. History I gave from command number 12 only, right? Because before that I have some other comments. So history I am giving from command number 12 only. That's it. What is the task for the day? And after that, you need to attach all of the 5 services to single network. Okay, this is the task. Go and do it. So how to take container port number? I have given -p, right, Nirupa? In Docker Compose file, I have given ports, so you can give the port number there. Can able to understand today's call? Okay, that's good. If you are able to understand. Because of audio, it's not clear, and again I have no response. I think it's from your end, Bulbas. Why? Because everyone is able to hear, right? That means you have some internet issue. Okay. That's it. So now, how the class for today? Is it easy or difficult for you? Huh? First of all, tell about the compose part. Forgot about the network and Docker. Is the compose part clear for you? Why it is clear means already you have created the images, right? For that purpose, it becomes easy. In last class, we said about how to create custom images. The people who practice on the lab how to create custom images, compose part is very easy for you. But of course, network is very difficult part. So practice network. Docker Hub also very easy. Only 3 commands. So go to the lab and practice. Okay. That's it. So tomorrow is what? Holiday. Okay. So until the summer ends, Sunday is Monday. Okay, then holiday.